Sam starts off this hour in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Very well, Dave. Thank you. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So how can you tell whether or not a charity is properly run and or corrupt? So, for example, is there any way to tell how much of the donations it receives actually go towards the cause it supports?
Depending on the size of the charity, they will have detailed financial statements that will reveal that. And if they're unwilling to make their financials public, I don't give to them.
Okay, so would that generally be on their website?
Yeah, or you can just, you can poke around on it a little bit and find it. But for instance, several years ago, there was a big controversy that the guy running the United Way was making $1 million a year.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's what I'm asking.
That kind of thing. And so what we look for with the Ramsey Family Foundation, my daughter runs that, Denise, and we always do investigations in detail into how the ministry or how the charity is run, what it does. Obviously, we don't give to ministries or charities that borrow money. Since we don't borrow money, that'd be kind of stupid. And so we don't do that as an example. We look at that. We talk to them. We interview them. And we don't spend an inordinate amount of time if we're giving $10 to somebody. But if we're giving $50,000 or $100,000 to somebody, then we really need to look at that. That's a big investment of God's money into something, and so we look at it just like we were buying a company or like we were investing in a company. If you're going to put substantial money into one, then you would the more you're going to put in it, the more you'd look into it, the more due diligence you would do. But financials are pretty readily available, and they also oftentimes will print a ratio of what percentage goes to expenses and how much actually goes to, the cause in question. And if it is in the ministry world, there's some certifications of the financial statements and so forth that you can look for too. Just look at that, and that'll help you as well. So again, the smaller and more primitive that the charity is, the more in question the more you got to look at that stuff. But somebody like the United Way or Red Cross or a big ministry organization like Samaritan's Purse or something, it's a no-brainer. You can look at it and you can find it all in about 5 minutes, and you can see what the ratios are. It is very reasonable for a charity to have some administrative expenses, but you don't want 90% of the money given to go to administrative expenses and only 10% going to the starving children. If you want to do that, we just give some money to the starving children directly. It'd be a lot more efficient. So because they're not very efficient with that, but some administrative expense is very reasonable and very normal, and that's because they're on the ground, their boots on the ground, doing whatever it is that particular group does. But yeah. And I'll just tell you again, the ratio is the more money you're going to give to that particular charity or ministry, the more time you spend investigating. So a small gift, we don't spend any time on. To give somebody $500 or something, we wouldn't spend. You don't want to spend $2,000 worth of your time trying to figure out where to give $500. That just gets weird. So, but you would do that. Again, the larger the gift, the more in depth we research the people that are involved, the process that they use for the ministry, the ratio of administrative costs versus actual lift or gift, or to the the people we're trying to help with the thing, and business practices, how well they operate, how operationally efficient they are, and clean they are, and that kind of thing. We're looking at all of that in this process because we look at it as we are investing God's money, and we need to be able to look at him and go, hey, we checked it out. We made a good investment. Just, want to spend a whole bunch of time doing due diligence on your own investments, but not on God's investments. That would be weird too. So sometimes we get sloppy with charitable giving, and your question's a very, very good one that none of us need to be.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.